Hello YouTube, it is me, Raina, and I am back. And before I get into this review, I want to state that I stand by the WGA and SAG strike that is currently going on. If you don't know what's happening, I suggest you go on their websites, look it up, it's all there. It gives you info on what to do and what not to do, and how to give in charity when it comes to the strikes, because they are currently striking outside. They need food, they need money for rent because they're currently out of jobs. So look it up if you don't know what's going on. And I'm going to continue with my review of Heartstopper Season 2. Overall, I really enjoyed this season. Basically, all the characters from Season 1 who we've grown to love have grown so much this season. And not only that, we got to see deeper into their lives. I love that we got to see deeper into Tao's life and where he's come from, his family situation, and why he is scared to be alone. I love learning about, even though it was hard, I love learning about Darcy, and why she does have that kind of cheerful, joking attitude, and how really bad her home life is with her mom, and that she's not confident at home as she is outside of her home, and why she's so scared to say I love you to Tara. I love seeing their relationship blossom over the season and grow and mature into something more than it was. Everything is not all sunshine and rainbows, and that's okay. I loved seeing more of Nick's family, even though his brother is annoying and his father is basically absent. I just love seeing a different side of his family, seeing how he navigates that, especially now that he is, he has Charlie, he's bisexual, and how that all came into place. I love that. And I also loved trigger warning for, I guess, eating disorders. I love that we've organically built up to learning about Charlie's eating disorder this season. I think I had a feeling they wouldn't get into it too deep, considering there's a lot going on already. We're going to get more to that in season 3, but I liked how they approached it, and it's not something that's resolved by the end of the season. Of course, they're going to go more into it next season, and what that means for Charlie as his own individual character and his family, and also with Nick and how that's going to come into fruition. So I think that was a very important thing to bring up, considering what was going on this season and why Charlie was being so affected by certain things and how it still affects him now till this day. And also I love seeing Elle in her own element. We got to see her around other young trans people this season with her art and going to this very queer-friendly academy. And I loved seeing her in that environment and seeing her share other interests with other trans people. I think that's very, very important that the show is showing us, and showing her individual journey with that. And of course, I loved her and Tao. I just loved them because I think, to me, for them to grow as a couple, we had to grow them as individuals. And this season done a great job with that, with those two, especially. And also with Isaac, we got to see him. He didn't have a big part in season 1, but in this one he does, to where he kind of comes to an understanding of his sexuality and where he's at. And maybe him being asexual is what he ends on. And we kind of pick up with that at the end of the season. Like, it's not like he is fully embraced it, but he's starting to. And I'm guessing we're going to see that in season 3. And I hope we get to see maybe in next season with him and Charlie's sister, because if you didn't know in the comics, she's also asexual. So we'll probably see them both have a conversation about that in season 3. Who knows? But I loved his journey through the season. Like that we saw to see more to him as a character. And I also love that Charlie did not forgive Ben and Harry for last season. They did not deserve his forgiveness. It's his choice. And I loved, especially with Ben, because of the toxicity that he brought on to Charlie through their quote-unquote relationship, if you can call it that, to be quite honest. And basically, he's kind of the antithesis of what Charlie is going through. And basically, he really destroyed Charlie's self-worth when they were together. And I love that Charlie called him out on that. And that he's not forgiven. And people had a problem with that, with the lack of redemption. But the thing is, the problem with Ben is not him coming out the closet. The problem with Ben is how he treats people. And it's not right. Like, you could be in the closet forever for all we care. It's just that you treat people horribly because you hate yourself. And so I think that was the right choice from a writing standpoint and from a character standpoint this season. And also with the teachers, I love that little storyline. With the adults, you get to see a lot more queer adults here. I love that here with the story. I love that in the comics too. It gives kids someone to look up to and to be like, oh, it's going to be okay. It'll be tough, but it will be okay. And I love the expression of all the queer characters with Sahara, maybe Imogen, and how she, was looking at her at the end, and, with James and Isaac. I just love, and like I said, with Elle's friends, I just love that this season really opened up everything. We got to get out of, the small town, go to Paris, see the city of love. If I think that's what Paris is kind of called or whatever. But we got to, kind of break out. And I think that the season was kind of breaking out and showing a deeper side to the show as a whole and to these characters as a whole too. And I think it's going to go on and on as this show goes on and really digs deep into these storylines and these characters. So all in all, I really enjoyed this season. I cannot wait for season 3. So what are your thoughts on the season? What are your favorite storylines? What are you looking forward to for season 3? If I forgot anything, leave it down below, and bye YouTube.